A lot of people, just when I've introduced myself before, if they don't know me and they hear my name's Galvan, they'll say, "Oh, are you Sergeant Galvan's wife?" And I was telling them yes, and they always have good things to say about him. I've honestly never heard a bad report about him. He has a good street reputation, I guess.
I like to think of my family as my biggest stress release, because playing with my kids is one of the most enjoyable things that I do. And it's always nice to be able to come home, be with the ones that you love, to let it all go away.
He gets better the older he gets. I think he gets more comfortable with sharing his innermost thoughts. And he doesn't have a chance, because I'm always going to be there to say, "What's going on? What are you thinking?"
I'll get involved probably more than I should, but I haven't. There's not too many cases that come up where you actually get too involved. And you do your job, you do your paperwork, you get involved in it as much as you have to do your work, and then you go on. Well, the biggest thing that an officer has to learn to deal with when they go to work in this capacity is that when you leave work, that's exactly what you do, is you leave work. You leave everything that happened, and you leave it at the office.
A lot of times he doesn't tell me what goes on when he's on duty, just because he doesn't want me to be afraid.
See? Sarah always tells me that when I get in one of those moods, that she reminds me of the fact that it's not anybody's fault that I'm in one of those moods, so not to take it out on her. So.
He's real quiet. He doesn't talk about it. He either stays at work a little bit longer till he can work it out in his head, or he comes home and he sits on the couch and he may flip through the channels a few times, or he may stretch out on the bed and just relax for a while.
If I have a stressful day at work, I usually stay at the office for, after my shift's over and I've completed all my work, I might stay at work or at the office for an hour and a half, just unwinding. So I have to sit down at work, get everything out to where I can clear my head, and when I get home, I can go. I talk to Sarah sometimes, not all the time, because I don't like to. A lot of stuff I can't tell her, and I don't want to tell her, and she always likes to know these things, and some things I just assume she didn't know. It's tough when she's ready to talk and I'm not ready to talk, because I'll get aggravated at her sometimes, and that's not right either.
And he doesn't talk about it, and you can't make him talk about it. And so I've learned just to wait till he's ready, and when he's ready to say, this is what happened today, it was really stressful, and he'll just, open up and share himself with me.
It helps me realize that I need to keep my frustrations of the job and the stresses of the job at the job. When I shut my office door and lock it and leave, all that is inside that office. It doesn't leave with me, because I don't want to take that home. And this job has one of the highest divorce rates than any other job in the world, and that's why. It's because a lot of officers can't separate the stress from work from their home life. It's just real easy to be able to take that home, and I just pray that I never do. Pray that I never do. Because my family is me. Without them, I don't think I would be much of anything. my goal every day, and every police officer's goal every day, is to go home. I mean, that's when you come to work and you start your shift, your number one goal when you get there is to go home when that shift's over. And if you don't think that way, then there's a good possibility that you won't.
I think he knows that he has a family that he has to come home to. And so he tries his best to be as safe as possible.
You know, the old saying is you'd rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6. And that's got a lot of power to it. That statement has a lot of power to it. Because it's the truth. You know, if it comes down to your life or some dirtbag's life, it's damn sure not going to be mine.
I don't have a lot of fears about it because I feel like he's a good officer and he's not going to take any unnecessary chances. But he will protect himself and he will protect someone else, and he has to do his job.
You know, if I end up a jury of 12 of my peers says that I'm wrong, then I'll have to deal with being wrong, but I'm going to go home. I don't know if you've ever had an adrenaline rush before, but you're in a situation where you've been in a pursuit of a stolen vehicle, and the subject's rammed a couple of police cars, and he's armed with a shotgun, and when we finally get him stopped, he starts to pull a shotgun out, and you're the only officer that's in position to do anything. And it comes down to that split second whether you're going to shoot or you're not going to shoot. I mean, the adrenaline is through the roof. You feel like you've been beat with a club. I mean, you'll get a major headache. You just feel exhausted. I mean, you might be at the very beginning of your shift and you're full of energy and you're fully rested, and it takes one call like that where the adrenaline gets so high, and then when it's dumped, you feel like you've worked a 24-hour shift. You know, people can criticize this job and critique this job as much as they want, but until they put on this vest, wear this badge, and carry a gun, and have to deal what we deal with, then as far as I'm concerned, they can get their opinions and their beliefs and shove it up their behind. But I don't go to trial that much. The guys who go to trial spend all their off time in municipal court on traffic stuff are the ones who are pretty much jerks. They just make people so mad that the people want to take them to court. You know, I'm polite. I'll ask them how they're doing, and I'll do everything. Even when I issue them a citation, I'm nice. I treat them with respect. That way, they don't feel like they're getting pulled over by an ass. You know, a lot of guys can come to work in that frame of mind, and they can go out and just blow apart any reputation that we had as a good department with quality people. And we've had guys do it. You know, you got so many officers out there that got this chip on their shoulder that think, you know, I'm a cop, and by God, I'm it, and you're nothing. And so when you get a ticket from me, I'm going to make you feel like you're nothing. Well, those are the people who leave angry and going, I'm going to fight this thing to the end. And then they spend all that, you spend all your off time in municipal court instead of home with your family.
I mean, there's a time to get ugly, and you have to get ugly. And when that time, and I know when that time is. When it's time to get ugly, I get ugly, and I get real ugly. But when there's no need to get ugly, there's no need to get ugly. So why do it? And, you know, I can jump from that level of being nice and calm and respectful, whatever you want to say. I can get from there to being Mr. Bad Dude in a heartbeat. But the point is I know when that time is there. I mean, I can treat people with respect and dignity and be polite and nice up until that point where you can't be that way. We're not getting anywhere by me being nice, so it's time for me to jump all in your butt, and I'll do it that quick. But I know when that time is.
he likes to be in charge. He likes to pretty much have his thumb on everybody, know what everybody's doing at every time, and make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to, especially me. It's real important to Mitch that he be a family man first and a career person second. And then when he became a police officer, he gave it all that he had, but when he came home at night, he came home to his family and he left his work there.
My kids, I'm going to be supportive of my kids 100%. If it's 11 o'clock at night and he's got a problem, we're going to talk. You know, it's not going to be, well, you go to bed or anything like that. You know, if there's something they need, I'm going to be there. If he wants to go, you know, if I'm dead tired and he says, Daddy, I need to work on this, I'm going to work on it.
I do love him. And I'm real proud of him. And I wish, I'm sorry, I wish that everyone could see the Mitch that I see. He is a good man. He's not perfect by any means. But I have no fears about my future. My future is very stable with Mitch. It's very happy.
You know what I'm saying? Family's what makes you rich, not money. And so, whether we had the money or not, we made it. And we're still making it. And we're still happy. Do I think I've been very successful? I'm the richest man in the world.